Mounting the vintage lenses on the Nikon, especially the M42s. The main problem is about the distance of the last element to a flange, which is different in M32 to F-mounted lenses. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about this lens, which is the Takumar 35mm. This is a lens. It's one of the earliest models because it's only have the automat without any other extras. Also, if you check the serial number, it states on the 3mm, it doesn't exceed the 5 or 6mm. So, in order to mounting these lenses on the Nikons, we have basically two options. One of them is using the adapters, which has the glass element inside of them. It doesn't matter if you pick the cheap one or a more expensive one, they don't really work well, because the last thing you want to do is just put one extra element between of the last element of the lens and your camera, because this is designed like this. It didn't design with that one. This one is a little bit more expensive. As you can see, there is some kind of sort of coating or one layer of a coating or whatever. This one doesn't have that coating. They don't really work well. The pictures become softer. Of course, you will be focused to infinity, but the quality of a picture is hugely decreased. The other option is using the other cheap Chinese made adapters, which they don't have any elements inside of them. These two particular adapters are changed, slightly modified by me. This one is reduced and polished. This one still has the black matte finish. If I want to show you the changes, measuring the thickness of this one is like the half-ish millimeter. I'll say ish because it's changed. It does have it's actually changed by hand, not any machines. This one, however, represents the 1mm. And if you wonder what is this instrument, this is a dental instrument used for measuring the thickness of the crowns and laminate. This is very accurate and easy to use, and also give access to a very parts which you cannot reach it by a caliper. Okay, the problem with this, one of the issues is when you screw them like so, the point which indicates the top part doesn't always align with the numbers, so the numbers are not visible when you put it on the body. I don't address to how to solve that issue on this video, which is very easy. You can just grind a little bit of the edges with the file to make the threads reduced and make it a little bit more screw. However, today we're going to talk about how we can change the infinity issue. The first basic thing you have to understand is about the lens itself. When you turn the dial to infinity, the thing which is happening is that the element goes inside. This is one particular example of the block element, which is again from the Pentax F2. So by turning the dial, this lens block inside will be moved in and out. The thing we want to do is that to make this block 1 millimeter further inside, closer to a sensor. There are basic two ways, one of them which I'm not big fan, because you're rendering the image quality and design is just by unscrewing the last element and adding the shimmer spacer here to make it closer, but I don't doing that. There is a way simpler and better convenience way. The way is by just changing the screw inside. So I just show it to you. To opening the nameplate, I always use a one silicone hose, which is cheap, easy. This is for a car tuning parts. And just carry it inside above the nameplate, like so. So if you want to open, it's like this, because the screws open anti-clockwise. But if you want to fasten it, you do it in opposites, like so. So by the direction of the force, you try to turn it. It would be try to push it away. Opening, it's like this. Put it inside, push, turn. The nameplate is open. Like that, put to the side. We have to undo 3 screws here to remove this bond. I don't know what's the name. Is it the hood? Is it the filter holder? I loosened the screws previously to make this video a little bit faster. Sometimes these screws are a little bit stubborn to open. All you need is a good quality screwdriver and good technique, like so. 3 screw, 1, 2, 3. Top hint is to using the magnets, like this one, which I have a strong magnet. I just put it under the paper. Put my screws here. My screws stay organized. So by removing the 3 screws and the hood, let's say, you can see the inside of the lens. By turning the dial, you can see the lens block would be moved in and out. The thing we want to do is to change the place of an infinity. So when we turn it and put it into infinity, the lens block going much more deeper inside. And it's easy. Again, we have 2 retainer screws. In this position, we start to removing them. Not particularly need to removing them. I'm removing them because I want to show you everything. You can just loosen these screws. Put them to a magnet. Second, further screw. So this one is coming off like this. As you can see, there are some groove here on the edges, which is dictated where could be the minimum and the maximum focus. Put it away. Here's the bad boy. As you can see, this brass rings turn, and by turn off this one, make the lens block move. So this is the important part. You want to calibrate this one on your camera, video adapter. On these steps, you have to mount this one on your camera like this and try to find the sweet spot of your infinity focus. For example, I mounted like this and try to use the autofocus feature on my camera or trusting my eye, like everyone should do. By turning this dial inside, you can find exactly when is the infinity. When you find it, just scratch it. make a mark somewhere here or tape it, or what is your choice. After you find the infinity, thing you do is to put back your ring. So you want to find the infinity mark, which is here, put it on the edge, line it with a diamond. So this is what true infinity. And very gingerly put it back and start putting back your screws, tighten them, return back the hood and the nameplate, and boom, you're done. Just that simple.